Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be talking about subtracting fractions. Now, you have learned in the past that if you have a number like 208 and you're taking away 10 from that, that what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to regroup, right? So you're going to need to borrow from the hundreds and give to the tens and give to the ones in order to make sure that you can subtract that number successfully. Now, with fractions, sometimes you're going to be taking away a bigger fraction from a smaller fraction with a mixed number. We'll see what that looks like in a second. And in that situation, you're going to need to borrow from your whole number. So we're going to today talk about how you can subtract successfully with fractions using regrouping. All right, so let's get started. So here's our problem. I have written the problem out, and I've also shown you a representation of what the problem looks like. The problem goes like this. Gabe had 3.5 pizzas that he wanted to share with his friends. In total, they ate 2 3/4 of the pizza. How much pizza did Gabe have left? So because this is a problem involving eating of pizza and asking how much is left, this is cluing us in that this is a subtraction problem. Now you can probably see right away that if we took away 2 from 3, that we'd have about 1 pizza left over. So that would be a good estimate for this problem. However, you'll also notice that the starting fraction we're dealing with, 1/2, is going to be smaller than our fraction that we're taking away, 3/4. So that's cluing us in that what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to borrow some fourths from our whole number here. All right, so let me show you what this problem looks like in another way. Here you can see that instead of showing my wholes, I've gone ahead and I've cut each one into fourths. Now the reason that I decided to cut all of my wholes into fourths is because when we're taking away parts of our pizza, it's taking away fourths. So by converting these into an equivalent fraction, fourths, it's very, very easy for me now to solve this problem, okay? All I need to do is go ahead and take away 1 of my wholes, 2 of my wholes, 2 of my wholes. And then all I need to do now is take away 3/4. So I'm going to get out my pencil tool. And I'm just going to scribble out 3/4. 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. Okay, so now if I see what's left, we can see that there's 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4 left over. Okay, let's look at how we would do this problem if we were just dealing with numbers. So here's my problem. Let me write subtraction here. We have 3.5, and we are taking away 2 3/4. So just like I did in my model, what I would end up doing is I would want to turn my 3.5 into fourths. That way it would be very easy to see how many fourths we would need to take away. So one strategy you could do is you could go ahead and turn this into an improper fraction and then just take away what's left over. So let's go ahead and try that. So if we're looking at our wholes here, we have 3 wholes. We can ask ourselves how many fourths are we getting from our 3 wholes? Well, 1 whole has 4/4, right? And 2 wholes has 8/4. So 3 wholes must have 12/4. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn that into my improper fraction. That would be 12/4. And then now I'm going to look at my fraction here. And I know that in a half, there are 2/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that left over. There are 2/4. So now you can see that when I add those together, I've created an improper fraction, which is 14/4. All right. Now, if I go down here to my bottom and I do the same thing, turning everything into fourths, from my whole, I'll have 8/4, right? Because 4/4 is 1, 8/4 is 2, plus my 3/4, and that equals 11/4 altogether. Now it's a very easy subtraction problem. If I have, let me change my color here. If I have 14/4, oops, still the same color. There we go. If I have 14/4 and I'm taking away 11/4, the answer is just going to be 3/4. Let me erase this a little bit. Well, actually, it's okay. All right, so that's the strategy. We can either model it using pictures, or we can just convert it to a improper fraction, and then also make sure that your size pieces that you're taking away are the same. All right,